Robbie, you're captaining the side against Nottingham on Sunday. Looking forward to it?
Yeah, really looking forward to the challenge. Obviously, Rory's not pulled through; he's a little bit injured, so big honour to be asked to captain the side. Yeah, really happy.
And how have the preparations been over the last week for the Nottingham match?
Really good. We got a long weekend off, so in on Tuesday the boys were a little bit fresher, and it's been a good week since then. There's a lot of good preparation around defence and around attack, looking at Nottingham. So no, I think we're in a good place moving forward.
Yep. Last year we lost narrowly twice to them. I think it was one last-minute drop goal and then one kind of rusty performance. We looked at that and looking to put it right.
Well, a lot of new faces in from last year to this year, so we'll not kind of look back too much. We've looked at their games that they've played pre-season, and then we've looked at ourselves over pre-season, and we've been happy with some aspects, unhappy with other aspects. So we've tried to change certain things going into this game, and I think that's really improved us as a team. So really looking forward to getting out on Saturday and putting in a performance, hopefully.
When you look back at the two pre-season games, Blackheath and Saracens, how do you think we fared in those as well?
I think Blackheath, we really tried to up the tempo and play a game that we kind of want to play in the Championship, fast-paced and kind of quick taps and really looking to move the ball. So I think we learnt a lot from doing that. And then the Sarries game, we took in a slightly different approach. So hopefully this week we found a happy medium between the two, and we're going to try and play some exciting rugby, but we're going to do so in the right areas of the pitch.
Yep. Just for you personally, you came down from Scotland, obviously from Glasgow, as part of the initial kind of partnership. It's all come to the fore now, got 5 guys. How have you found it with them, considering you're kind of, an example of last year having signed a permanent contract this season?
No, it's been great. They've been all the boys that have came down have been real good additions to the squad, I think. Obviously it's nice to see a few familiar faces from back home as well, which adds to the experience for myself being down here as well, and it adds to the whole London Scottish element having these Scottish players in. So no, it's been a real positive move from both the SRU and London Scottish.
Yep. And just for you personally as well, kind of one of the defensive leaders, how much are you excited to captain the side as well?
It's a massive honour for me to captain the side after playing last year and playing the first few games this season. Bart's is obviously captain, and we're just really looking forward to getting out there and playing, but to captain, it's just something else. I'll try and do my best at.
And you'll be starting in the centre alongside Harry Shepherd. Is that a little partnership for the season?
Yeah, it seems to be. Shep's really been impressed with him pre-season, how he's came on, and I think we're playing quite well together, so hopefully that can stay for the rest of the season if we both stay injury free. But there's a lot of other boys pressing for places as well, so just got to try and keep and put the performances in.
Yeah, and just finally, when you look at the fixture list, there are some pretty tough games coming up, so it'd be good to start on a winning front at Nottingham on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. You always want to kick off the season with a win if possible, and then looking down the fixtures list, there's no really easy games at all. So it'll be good if we could get some momentum starting this week and try and take that into our first home game next week against London Well.
So Pete, our team news for our Green King Championship opener against Nottingham on Sunday. What were the thoughts behind selection this week?
Well, fitness for some positions has meant we've had to draw in a couple of young fellas from Worcester in Charlie Hewitt and Hugh Taylor, but they've been great in training for the last few weeks, and both played a part against Saracens, so really excited to see them play in the second row. I think we've got some really good strength in our front row now, with Grant, Dave and Ewan starting off, and with a strong bench there as well. So Nottingham are going to provide a huge challenge up front. There's no doubt about that. Very, very strong pack. So forwards have got a big challenge this week to produce some ball for our backs, and we've got some young backs as well playing. We know we've got a young squad throughout, but some really exciting prospects in that back line. Really excited to see Tom Galbraith has come down from Scotland at fullback, and then we've got some experience, the likes of Pete Lydon and Robbie Fergusson captaining the team in the middle. So exciting young team. Very hard at the beginning of the season to know where you're at. I think we've trained really well, full of enthusiasm. Took a bit of a knock against Saracens, but was always going to be the case. Every team really doesn't know where they're at until we start the championship off. So big month ahead of September. We're really looking forward to getting out on Sunday. It'll be a huge challenge at Nottingham. I've seen them in pre-season. They look really well drilled, well coached, and with some real firepower out wide, and that pack which has been very strong over the last few years. So big challenge for us, but I speak for everyone London Scottish to say we're really excited by the start of the season, the challenge ahead.
You mentioned captain. Obviously this week Rory Bartle announced as first team captain. In his absence, Robbie has got the nod. What were the thoughts behind that as well?
Well, unfortunately Rory just picked up a niggle against Saracens. Hopefully he'll be back next week. But Robbie's been fantastic, been vice captain throughout the pre-season games and really good leader, very vocal. Scotsman loves to talk, great talker actually, and been here. He's been a natural leader since he arrived back in the January. Really impressive, and he sort of cemented his place in the midfield, Robbie, and he's taken it on comfortably. The guys have really warmed to him, and again, a challenge like that, being captain, is exciting to see how he thrives under the pressure of it, and the challenges that come with being the captain, as well as trying to play well and try and get a win.
Yep. You mentioned Tom Galbraith, plenty of the Scottish boys involved as well. They seem to have settled in really nicely.
Yeah, plenty. Ali Miller in the pack, all Scottish front row. You mentioned Tom and Robbie in the back line, Jamie Stevenson on the bench. So yeah, plenty of Scots. Challenges trying to get English qualified out, but plenty of Scots in amongst it, which is nice. It's always going to be the case this year, bringing that heritage back into the team. So for the supporters to see so many Scottish names in the matchday squad is really good, and I think it's good for the club to bring back a little bit of pride, and some of the accents at training are questionable. Got to have some translators at times for some of the broad accents, but no, it's great.
And also Boller at 8, I think we kind of missed him against Sarries. He'll give us quite an extra oomph at the base of the scrum, I would have thought. Yeah, well, between him and Danny Kenny on the bench, both real impact guys, but Boller gets the nod probably just because of his that X factor that he's got, and carry, like you mentioned. Danny has his own attributes and will add great impact from the bench, I'm sure. But yeah, good to see actually between the two of them. They're not going to play. Neither will start every game, so how they combine as a pair will be really exciting for us going forward. Just finally, the first fortnight, Nottingham on Sunday, big challenge, and then also London Welsh at home in our first home game. Exile derby, that'll be exciting as well. Yeah, look, we'll get excited about London Welsh next week for sure. It's going to be exciting first home game, but for now, all our thoughts are focused toward Nottingham and trying to put in a performance good enough to get a win on the road. And big challenge, but can't wait.